So we've had quite a bullish weekend after that little bleed out at the end of last week. It was pain, wasn't it? But now the bulls are back. Things are looking good. It is the weekend, though. So can this move be trusted? We've just seen Bitcoin hit 70K. I'm going to give you my plan for the week. I think there is a massive move coming for BTC either way because we are at a critical area. Then we're looking at my plans for the week. I'm looking at an update for you on ETH, Solana, AVAX. Then I've got probably a very obvious trade for some of you that I'm going to show you guys that could be quite interesting. So we've got a lot to talk about here, guys. Let's get right into this because we've got Uncle Run coming in on Banter Plus at 7:30 as well. So we're going to cram in some alpha here for you guys. Banter bubbles. But again, the question I'm asking myself is, can this weekend move be trusted? Was this just, the bulls stepping in here? Were we getting squeezed out with the late shorters? We had a lot of guys shorting on support at the end of last week that we were thinking was not the best idea because the best idea is to start shorting on strength, obviously. So this is an interesting situation now, and we can see these some of these meme coins are popping out again. We've got Doge with action, Bonk looking good here. We've seen WIF performing, and just a nice move all around, making us feel a little bit better because Thursday, Friday was a little bit depressing, especially for the altcoin traders. So the Bitcoin traders, you guys were happy, you were relaxed. But us altcoin traders, we were squeaky bum time of note, and we really felt some pain. So here's BTC on the 4 hour. This is the one that I like to track the most, and I like to go level by level using these 4 hour candles, and it gives us a nice little guide as to where we are currently and what exactly is happening. So what am I watching today? What do I want to see now? So let's say in the next 24 hours. Obviously we got the markets opening in a few hours time, and that volume should be coming back, and we need to just pay attention where these guys are going to bleed us to. If they want to give us some kind of pullback, or where can they pump us to before these markets start getting involved. So number one that I'm watching right now, we've now cracked through the 68,800 level that I was eyeing last week. This is a big area for me. If we can get some kind of weekly close above this area, I think we can turn a little bit more bullish here, and we can maybe start trusting this move. So based on what I'm looking at here, big level now for me, 68,800. That is key for me at the moment. Then a little bit lower down. Now, if this was the top of the move, now remember, when you pull in your fibs, you can only take it to the current high that you have. That's the information we have to work with. So if we do get some kind of pullback here now, another level that I want to be paying attention to is going to be 68,100. You can see why this is an interesting level to me. I've got horizontals tied in here, and I've got this 382 fib pool. So 68,100 is looking nice for me as well. So both of these areas, bullish little zones for me, bullish little buy areas. We could be looking for some longs in these zones. And then upside, well, we got a lot of work to do. This is a weekly level, and I'm going to show you that weekly chart shortly. And this is a big one now, 71,500. This is going to be a huge level for us to crack this week. If we can start pinging this guy and break through this, then we are going to be having a very exciting week. Let's put it that way. If we can start blowing that zone. So upside area that you want to watch, 71.5, and then these downside zones, I'm going to give you a little bit lower. We don't really want to go there. We don't want to feel this pain, but the 66,700, okay? There, I said it, 66,700. We don't want to go that dark. And I wonder how Ray's feeling. Ray, are you bullish here? What's the story here? Are you bullish on this Sunday?
I'm bullish after the retest, after we fill the CME gap.
He's sitting on the fence. He's sitting on the fence a little bit here. But okay. But I'm going to play the bullhorn here. No, that was the money printer. Let's give Ray the bull. Let's give a little bit of bull action here.
I was very bullish on Ordi in the BRC point.
Ordi was good. We called Ordi last week. It was a good one. Let's see who's in the chats here before we get into some of the juice here. I see Ripple Muncher is here. Marksy is here saying, who let the dogs out? Well, maybe we are talking about some of these dogs here today. And Sandy says, what is happening next week? Well, I'm going to give you my story. I'm going to give you these altcoin setups. I'm going to give you a very obvious trade. And I've also got another one on Link, believe it or not, that I'm looking at. Is it time for a little bit of Link action? So we're going to take a look there. I see Ricardo is here. Rotti is here. Thinking Cap says, let's go. Hopefully you got your thinking cap on. There's another guy here who's been wearing his thinking cap. And I found this quite amusing. I mean, this guy, 𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗫𝗓, he says, I've spent the weekend doing exhaustive analysis. I wonder what exhaustive analysis is on Bitcoin's fundamentals and technicals, as if we don't do this every day of our lives. But anyway, he's come to this conclusion that the only downside available right now is about $11,000, and he's talking about an upside of $245,000. So I think it would be an understatement to call this gentleman bullish. But yeah, 𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗘𝗫 seems to like BTC, and I think he's feeling the bull vibes here at the moment. So he's actually calling a bottom of 58K. And look, I don't think it's unreasonable. I think at 58K, we definitely should be stepping in there to start buying some BTC. So, let's see how that plays out. I'd like to say that the bottom was in last week. When was it? Last week, Tuesday. I'd like to say that was the actual bottom of the move. But if we do get some more downside, I quite like what he's talking about here. I quite like his 58K. Okay, just an update here. Bull market progress. We are 35% in. Okay, does it feel that way? Well, yes. I mean, if we see what's going on out there, if you don't think we're currently or in a bull market, then there's something wrong with you. The way these things have been moving, these meme coins, BTC holding these massive levels, and all these types of things. So follow 𝗪𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗫, great account to follow. And we are now pushing into his halving line here. And so far, we are on track, and he's expecting some bigger upside here. So another 65% to go. Make sure you make the most of this bull market, because these bear markets are long. These bear markets are tiring. They're exhausting for us. So make sure that you absolutely maximize your bull market. Okay, and this was me earlier today, just looking at some of the choppiness here. And we can see we had 62 million short positions liquidated. So these were a lot of the late shorters that were coming in on Friday, trying to short on support. Now, remember, when the market has been sweating and the market has been bleeding out, especially these altcoins, it was bleeding out for 2 or 3 days, sitting on these massive support zones. And you are not like smarter than the next guy if you're coming in late and you are shorting on these massive supports after already a 20% move down or a 30% move down, and then you are shorting on weekly support levels, 618s, those types of things. That's where you're asking for a little bit of trouble, because no doubt that's what happens every time. And we get these big bounces, we get these big squeezes up there, and the guys get rinsed. So you can see we had $62 million worth of shorters getting rinsed out now. And remember, again, I remind you again, if you're feeling bearish on the market, you only want to be shorting the green candles. You don't want to wait till you've had 2 days of red candles to start shorting the market. That is the wrong mentality to have. You need to be shorting when everybody is feeling everyone is feeling bullish, and you need to be longing when everyone is feeling bearish, like we had late last week. And it was a tough couple of days, but the market did eventually give us what we were looking for. Okay, things I'm also watching this week before we jump into the charts. We got to plan ahead. We got to understand what could be in the way for us this week. Where's the action? What is going to happen? What can move the market this week? Well, we've got the March CPI inflation data coming through. We got Fed meeting minutes. This is on Wednesday. That's a big market moving event. We know this. The market reacts to these things. We got March PPI inflation data Thursday. So you can see, read this tweet here. You can see there's a very potentially volatile week ahead, but it could be some bullish things coming out of a couple of these pointers. So just mark these, put a reminder on, follow the 𝗪𝗖𝗪𝗘𝗫 letter here, and just look out for these things. Wednesday is going to be a big one for us. The CPI data we cannot ignore, obviously. It's a very important one. And here's my liquidation heat map that I've been watching. Now you can see we've rinsed out a lot of the shorts, and this is where we are now currently. On the left-hand side, you can see the longs. This is the one-day longs now are loaded up, and we've got a few less shorts here in play. But I would like to see this push anything up to about 71.5, anywhere in that region. You can see we can just take out that last little cluster there, and then we're going to look for some kind of potential retest. Okay, let's this was great. Okay, so I've been talking to you guys all week as to why I was feeling bullish, why I thought this was the bottom of the move, and all these things. And this was me on Friday talking about another $1 billion tether print. And this is the current tether situation. This is the current tether market cap. This thing is going absolutely north. and they just keep printing these USDTs. And obviously, we get bullish when we see those whale alerts and things like that. We often get these big BTC pumps, which you've now seen happen in the last couple of days. We've had a very bullish Bitcoin since about Friday. So just interesting to see these things play out. When you see these whale alerts, you normally want to look maybe for one more little push down, and then they come and they pump you guys, and they give you a little bit of the juice. Okay, Evil Shred is saying Sol is an unstable shitcoin. Okay, well, I mean, that's a debate. We know there's a lot of Sol FUD in the market at the moment, and we're going to see how this plays out when things speed up again for Solana. Are the guys going to start bailing and jumping out? Because I believe it's been a bit of a struggle to transact on the Sol network quickly. So that's going to be an interesting play this week. So I've got a Sol chart for you. I've got some levels. But what I can say, based on me watching Sol for the last few years, whenever there's been Sol FUD, all I can say here is that is a buy opportunity. It's just guys looking for lower price. They're trying to push it down. And, these Sol guys, they tend to fix it. And Sol's not going anywhere. So, bullish on Sol, regardless of where they want to send it. I think FUD is a gift. And, any good FUD on Sol, if they're going to push us down to 140, 150, something like that, for me, that is buying, especially if you think BTC is going to be 100K in the next 6 months and they gift you Solana at 130, 140, that is where you need to be buying it. So Sol is not going anywhere. Okay. Here is BTC on the daily. This was a big one. This is what I wanted to talk to you guys about and just tell you that BTC is teeing up for a big move. Now, if you remember the 4-hour chart that I showed you, that weekly horizontal is just a little bit higher here, a little bit above, and that's now going to be a massive level for us. So you can see we've got this nice symmetrical triangle in play here. And what are the options? So option one is we reject right here. Okay, at the top of the triangle, and they send us back down, and we're looking for longs again at the rising trend. So based on this daily 66K, that's in play potentially here. So we can't discount that. We can't say that is out of the question. So that is option number one here. If we're just playing a symmetrical triangle on the daily, this is a very reasonable setup here. And then option two, what would I like to see option two on this daily? And this would be the most bullish option for me. I'd love to see a little pop now from this out of this trend. I want to see a pop here. I want to test this weekly level, just give it a nice little test, then a rejection. We're going to find a fib there for you now, guys, now, and then I want to see that bullish push higher. So this is my bull plan here. If we do get a push now in the next few hours, let's say in the next 4 to 8 hours, we get a nice bull move here. Look out for this rejection at this weekly level. This was that 71.5 that I was telling you guys about, and then look for a bullish pullback. We're going to look for anything reasonable. We're going to look at about a 382 fib pullback that we can take advantage of. So you're going to look for something along these lines, and a pullback for me, call it 68,800. That takes us back to our big level, our 68,800, which is sitting over here for us. And you can see how these two charts are tying in quite nicely now together. So that is ultimately what I'm looking for, but a big move either way. And if we get this push lower down, remember, this is going to be a move that we're going to be looking for buys. 66K, if they do want to send this down, 66K for me. If we play trends, if you're a trend trader and you like to play that game, that is going to be a little buy zone for you. If they do turn a bit bearish on us, that is what I'm looking for. Okay, yes, Lewis says the Sol situation is going to make it stronger. I agree. Sol's going nowhere, guys. The amount of shit coins on the Solana ecosystem that are getting banged out. I mean, there's a whole market out there pumping Solana. For me, Sol's not going anywhere. Okay, we've got Uncle Run coming onto Banter Plus shortly. So right now, for those of you that don't know what's going on here, I'm not Run. Obviously, I'm on the main channel right now. I'm always on Banter Plus. And that's where you can catch me. Sunday nights, you're seeing me on the main channel. I'm just giving you my plans for the week and these type of things. So, guys, if you're looking for me and you want some action, Monday to Friday, I am on Banter Plus. So go to Banter Plus, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, all these things, because that is where me and Sheldon are sitting. Monday to Friday. And Uncle Run is doing a meme show in about 10 or 15 minutes time on Banter Plus for you guys now. So go check it out. Banter Plus, hit the like, hit the subscribe. You know what to do. Okay, let's go. Let's bang through some of these altcoins quickly. Okay, let's just deal with this dominance. So dominance was a big factor for us last week. This is what bled us out. This is what hurt these altcoins for us. This is where we got absolutely smashed. This huge dominance candle on the weekly, and for me now, it's still pushing into a resistance zone. So we can't get too bearish with dominance at a resistance zone. We can't get too altcoin bearish with dominance at a resistance zone. So what am I looking here? What am I looking for the altcoins? Ideally, we want this rejection here. That unleashes the regular altcoins. But remember, we don't mind dominance pumping hard if BTC is traveling north. If BTC is pushing 70K, 75K, then it's fine. Dominance can push up a little bit. The alts won't get that hurt. But it's when BTC is flat or dumping and this dominance starts pushing higher that we really feel some pain on these altcoins. So not necessarily a bad thing if BTC is climbing up. But where do the alts get relief? The alts get relief either right here at this weekly zone that I'm looking at right now. We're looking for that rejection, or we're going to have dominance push up to a major resistance area there. And that is where we're going to get a little nice spicy alt run for our next move. So these are the two big zones that I'm watching right now. And let's just look at this ETH BTC, the interesting chart here for you. ETH BTC bottomed at the halving, and then it 4x'd in 365 days. This is according to 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗪. Okay, also a nice little account here that I found on Twitter. So he's saying something history, something patterns. He's basically saying, does history repeat itself? Do patterns repeat itself? And you be the judge. You know, I'm still bullish on ETH BTC, and I'm bullish on ETH as a whole. I mean, this guy. This guy's got quite a lot of followers, Cousin Crypto. But he says, if you can't see that 100K BTC is coming, you're retarded and should quit crypto. If you can't see that ETH is about to pump face, you're retarded and you should quit crypto. Okay, so follow this guy. I don't know. He's got a hell of a lot. He's got a hell of a story as to why he is bullish, but he seems to have a massive account and a massive following. And I don't disagree with this guy that ETH is potentially super bullish in the next couple of months. And those of you who watch me on Banter Plus, you know my view on ETH. You know my current situation, and this is what I'm looking at right now. So this is ETH versus BTC. Do we get the bounce here? Potentially. This is a lovely little area. Okay, you won't be at fault for thinking we could get a bounce here in this zone. So that would give us a nice, very bullish move for ETH and the altcoins. And a little bit lower down, I would say this is going to be the real gift here. If we get an ETH BTC move down to the 618 and trend, that for me is a massive buy zone, especially after a Bitcoin pump. If we get a Bitcoin pump, let's say to 75K or 80K or something along those lines, and they push this ETH BTC down to this trend and 618, I tell you what, that is going to be a trigger that is going to send this ETH. It's going to turn bullish, and I'm going to be doubling up on whatever I'm holding there on my ETH situation. We're going to be adding if we do get that gift down onto that trend and 618. Okay, here's the current ETH situation. So ETH traders, I'm looking at this on the weekly. We're not going balls deep into this at the moment, but 3,200 for me, that's your main area you're watching. If they're sending you to 3,000, a little bit lower down, for me, that's a gift. That's where you want to be buying ETH. So 3,200, great area. 3,000, great area if you are looking for a bounce. And if they're going to give us 2.8, you can even take that one. So I'm bullish on ETH at any one of these levels. For me, at the current stage of the market, the current stage of the cycle, anywhere these levels, that's where you want to be adding to your ETH position. And there's a lot of guys that still think that ETH is going to do 10K, 15K, 20K. And I must admit, I am one of those who are sitting on or sitting in that boat. I am a long-term believer there in ETH. Okay, and here's Sol. You know my comments on Sol now. I've covered that, and nothing wrong with the current Sol situation. Okay, so here's Sol on the weekly, and no changes to this. If you are a Sol trader, this is looking good. On the weekly, we've got a weekly flag. Any bad news, any FUD floating around, use it as a gift. Consider it a buy opportunity, especially if you are bullish at the long-term situation on the market and you believe Bitcoin's going to be 100K in 6 months or a year, whatever the story is. Any weakness on things like Solana, that is what you want to be looking at. So anything for me from 160 down to 150, down to 154 for me for Sol looks like a lovely area. So even if they want to play this game, they can do this for a couple of weeks, no problem. For me, that's a nice little bull flag. And ultimately, we are looking at a much bigger push for Solana. So no stress there for Sol traders. Okay, and guys, I'm pushing through these charts because Uncle Run is starting his meme show in 5 or 10 minutes on Banter Plus. I can see he's pacing up and down here around my office. So I'm going to give you my last set of charts here. I've got 4 more or 5 more charts here for you guys. So let's just smash these quickly. Link, is it time for Link to wake up? Well, I like this chart. I like this setup that Shelby is talking about, and you guys know that I am currently long Link at the moment on Prime XBT, and this was a long that I took on Friday after that dump. So I'm sitting in a Link position currently and looking to potentially add on some weakness. So here's my current Link chart. This is my only concern at the moment. I think we might, if there is some more weakness in the market, we might get a gift here for Link a little bit lower down. So 16.38, 16.39. I do like the look of this area lower down. But we can also say, well, we had a low for Link last week, and that was pinging us at around about 17. So if I were you, if you're trading Link and you like this plan here from Crypto Newton or Shelby, that makes sense. You know, for me, that's a spot buy. Anything in this region, you can buy Link. Anything in this region down to about 16.2 even. You want to be looking for some spot buys. And then once the market kicks on, once these things start pushing, we're going to see that Link at 28 again. We know these numbers that we are going to get out of Link. So if you are interested in Link, I would say watch the current low from Friday. That's 16.9 and look out for a potential buy zone for you. 16.2, 16.3, that sort of area should get you a nice little Link buy. And you're going to see the Link army comes out quickly. They start talking about on Twitter, then next thing someone else, and all of a sudden it's trending and Link is flying again. So keep your eyes on Link. I would definitely keep that on my watch list. And here we go, the DeFi Investor, a nice little account as well. If you're looking for a few nuggets and things like that, he's given his crypto watch list for the week ahead. He's popped out 𝗪𝗓𝗓, 𝗓𝗓𝗓, 𝗬𝗢𝗓, and Mantle, which is MNT. And I thought, let me look at a couple of these for you, because number one is 𝗬𝗢𝗓. We know we've got a 𝗬𝗢𝗓 conference this week. What tends to happen at these conferences? Do they save their best juice and their best sauce for the conferences? Do they unload cool news, cool stories, and work with partners and all these things at these conferences? So look out for some bullish news on 𝗬𝗢𝗓. It's on my watch list this week. I'm going to be tracking the 𝗬𝗢𝗓 situation for the whole week. If we do get some bullish news, that could really change the game for 𝗬𝗢𝗓. So right now, you can see what's going on here. 𝗬𝗢𝗓, we've got a little bit of support at about 1.6, and then we do have our low marker where they bled us out last week. You're looking at about 1.55. So take a look at that on 𝗬𝗢𝗓. And then I've used some 𝗬𝗔𝗔𝗓 as well. That's given me a bit of a clue with regards to support. So if you guys, you're not familiar with 𝗬𝗔𝗓, what you can do is check it out. Go to the description. In the show description, there's an 𝗬𝗔𝗓 link there for you. You can get a free 3-day trial using 𝗬𝗔𝗓. Alternatively, if you want to learn about 𝗬𝗔𝗓, you can also just be in the Sniper Club or join the Sniper Club, because Seth from 𝗬𝗔𝗓 is dropping you 𝗬𝗔𝗓 signals and giving tips and tricks using 𝗬𝗔𝗓 in the Sniper Club already. So there are a couple of ways that you can play around with 𝗬𝗔𝗓. So take a look. The Sniper Club link is also in that description. And what do I like about 𝗬𝗔𝗓 currently? What is it telling me? Well, it's given me 𝗬𝗢𝗓 above a very, very tight daily pivot. Okay, that's big news for us. That for me adds confluence to our current support here on 𝗬𝗢𝗓. So for me, anything down to this 1.6 is support that I would watch today for 𝗬𝗢𝗓, now leading into the 𝗬𝗢𝗓 conference that is coming this week. And then if we zoom out a little bit, you can see what's happening here. This is our monthly pivot. So we are at the absolute lows of this current monthly pivot. And if we start reclaiming this low of the current monthly pivot, we're going to look for that bigger move up. And then I think big things are going to be on their way for 𝗬𝗢𝗓. So right now, watch that support, watch the lows from Thursday. That's going to be your guide on most altcoins that you have been trading. Use that low from Thursday, Friday as your guide. And if we start closing underneath those lows, then we're starting to reassess where we are with these altcoins and things. So watch the lows. That's going to be key for this whole week while you guys are trading. And then one more thing on 𝗬𝗢𝗓, we've got the 50-day MA just a little bit above us, and we're looking to pop that guy. Once we pop that 50-day MA, then we know that we are potentially on there on 𝗬𝗢𝗓, and we can start, the bulls can start using that as your stop loss marker and your support if you are looking to build longs. Okay, Mr. Chiller says ENA is basically this year's Luna. I mean, somebody was saying that about what token was it they were saying about last week. They were calling some other token this year's Luna. Ray, which token was it? They were in the chat.
I think it was the same one. I think
was it? No, it was something else. It was something that I was calling. Maybe it was Ondo. I don't know. Okay. Let's go to the next one. The next one was 𝗬𝗦 that the DeFi investor was talking about. And again, this is actually quite a serious proposal. 𝗬𝗦, it's a proposal to share 𝗬𝗦 revenue with 𝗬𝗦 holders. Okay. I mean, that's a big deal. Okay. If this goes through, you're going to want to own 𝗬𝗦 because suddenly you've got a revenue share and you are making money out of holding these 𝗬𝗦 tokens. So what I would suggest here, simple play. We are pushing into a trend, so nothing to do now. Okay, just chill. You're at resistance. What you're looking for, you want to see that pop. Okay, we've got some horizontal over here, and once we reclaim this horizontal, that's going to be your move. I think 𝗬𝗦 is going to give us a nice little trade here. So just let it pop this trend. Get it on your watch list for this week. 𝗬𝗢𝗎 and 𝗬𝗦. That's what you want. This is 𝗬𝗦 on the 8 hour. So we're just being a little bit patient here. Just let it pop. Pop this trend. Let it reclaim this 121 level, 122 level. Once you've got support there, 120, 121, 122. Once that is showing support for us, then you can start playing leg up to the next area. So first zone is going to be 132, and then higher we're looking at 150s for 𝗬𝗦. And now, especially if this news comes through for them, then this 𝗬𝗦 is going to be cooking. Okay, here's the other one, ENA, and just interesting play here, also on his watch list. So this one's been super bullish. We don't have much data, so it's tricky to play with this one. But what I can give you, if you're trading this thing currently, look at your support. You can see your horizontal here. 1.15. Keep your eyes on this horizontal. Anything into this region here, bullish. Okay, we've got a rising trend. Things are cooking here. So as long as we've got a rising trend on this ENA, you can keep trading it. You can keep trading the moves onto support, the moves onto this trend, and you can keep sort of building these positions. And you know the drill. Once we lose a rising trend, things turn bearish and we start heading down. But as long as you're playing the trend, buy on the horizontal, buy on the rising trend, and that should offer you guys some support. So key levels for me for ENA that you want to watch: 1.15, resistance 1.32. That is what you need to keep your eyes on. And we're running out a bit of time here, but I've got the most obvious trade. Or is this the most obvious trade? This is Dime. He says, try not to fuck this up, fellas. Any idea what chart this is? Well, I'm going to give you a clue. It's a dog. Okay, and we've got Reg Capital talking about Doge as well. He's saying Dogecoin is currently in the retesting phase of the red 0.2 level. Okay, so a lot of the guys are waking up on Twitter again, and they're starting to talk about Doge. Is this the most obvious trade? And you can see I've mapped Doge out for you, and I've also taken a small position so far in Doge. I want to start building a position here in case this is going to turn bullish this month. Remember, it's Doge month. Ray, I think it's 2004, or what do they call it, 420 for Doge Day coming up. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I started a Doge position. So the intention here is to start buying on any weakness for Doge, and with the assumption that the market's going to remain bullish and that Doge is going to be quite an obvious trade. So for me, what do I like about Doge right now? I love the support. Look what we've got here lower down. So we've had a nice pump this weekend, but nothing wrong with a little retest. If they want to send Doge back down here, that's for me. That's for buying. This is where we want to be. If we are bulls on the market and we are bullish Doge, this is where you're buying it. Anything down to 0.19, down to 0.185 for me. Buy zone, buy zone, buy zone. Any drips into those areas. If you're feeling bullish on Doge, you're going to buy any pullbacks that they try and rinse you out with now tonight. Before these Asian markets open. So eyes on that for me. That was a nice obvious trade. And then injective traders, I gave you guys this one on Thursday. I think I gave it to you on Friday as well. And look at this guy. It's cooking, and such a nice little bounce out of this box. But again, we're not out of the woods. And for me, I'm comfortable buying injective at any moves lower down again into 28, 29. This little box down here for me also looks okay for injective. So injective, we're not out of the woods yet, but we've had a strong bounce. So hopefully you guys got a piece of that one, and hopefully things are going to clean up for us this week. Hopefully we're going to get a nice mover this week. Remember the trading links that I'm trading with. Don't forget about WEEX as well. And we haven't had a time to discuss exactly what's going on there, but they've got a rinse protection on your first trade. They've got up to 20% sign-up bonuses, and they're also doing a $10,000 giveaway for people that are signing up using the link in the show description. And you don't really get offers like that these days floating around on these exchanges. So really give it a try. get into that link in the description, sign up to Weeks, take advantage of the sign up bonuses. There's a whole shopping list for you guys there in the show description. Okay, that's me, Uncle Run, Banter Plus. Okay, get onto Banter Plus now. He's doing a meme show, probably dirty memes and things like that. So get on there, like and subscribe onto Banter Plus, guys. I'll see you tomorrow on Banter Plus. Later.